Hey guys, welcome to your channel. I am going to give some guidelines regarding some important articles from today's Hindu newspaper. One important article is Private, Public and Political Morality from the opinion page of today's Hindu newspaper. This article is important from the ethics point of view. It has pointed out the Ashoka's Dhamma policy and thereby the inherent ethical viewpoint behind the ethical Dhamma policy and how this policy has tried to achieve a kind of ultimate unity and internal order within the society. Means the ethical policy behind the Ashoka's Dhamma is to establish a particular kind of unity in society whose root will be begun right from the individual level. Means if anyone tries to practice the ethical morality right from the individual level, then we can get such kind of such kind of ethical unity, yes, such kind of ethical principles up to the higher level. And the same principle, as per the article explains, the same principle has been propounded by the German philosopher Friedrich Hegel in a different version. Hey guys, welcome to your channel. I am going to give some guidelines regarding some important articles from today's Hindu newspaper. One important article is Private, Public and Political Morality from the opinion page of today's Hindu newspaper. This article is important from the ethics point of view. It has pointed out the Ashoka's Dhamma policy and thereby the inherent ethical viewpoint behind the ethical Dhamma policy and how this policy has tried to achieve a kind of ultimate unity and internal order within the society. Means the ethical policy behind the Ashoka's Dhamma is to establish a particular kind of unity in society whose root will be begun right from the individual level. Means if anyone tries to practice the ethical morality right from the individual level, then we can get such kind of such kind of ethical unity, yes, such kind of ethical principles up to the higher level. And the same principle, as per the article explains, the same principle has been propounded by the German philosopher Friedrich Hegel in a different version. Another important article from National Column is their Artificial Intelligence Project Eyes Early Stage of Diabetic Retinopathy. This is a important article regarding the success of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is recently in news. I have already made video on this. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is simply the computer intelligence which has replaced human intelligence. That is means all the observation, experiment, perception will be done by computer instead of human beings. And you can refer this to your answer whenever you find any relevant question regarding the artificial intelligence. Means recently there is an experiment done by a particular organization using artificial intelligence which has experimented on a particular group, and this artificial intelligence has successfully detected the early stage of diabetic retinopathy, which is a very historic moment for the use of technology, especially artificial intelligence. So it is a very good point to justify your answer regarding artificial intelligence. And here you have to also try to find that what are the other uses and applications of artificial intelligence. And here the mention is diabetic retinopathy. Diabetic retinopathy is a diabetic inflicted blindness. Diabetic inflicted blindness means what? It actually affects the blood vessel of the light sensitive tissue of the back of the retina in eyes. And recently this disease has been detected by artificial intelligence. So this is a very important, this is a very one way, it is not a wholesome note, but you can it is a derivative note. You can use this point in your answer. Another important article is that experts ask NIN to withdraw report favoring Akshay Patra. This article is regarding the midday meal food provided by the Akshay Patra. It is a accusation that without thoroughly examining the food of Akshay Patra, NIN has given certificate to the food of Akshay Patra merely on the basis of the menu provided by the Akshay Patra. So the recent claim is that instead of giving certificate merely on the base of the menu, there should be a thorough examination of the food provided by the Akshay Patra on various parameters. So here 2 points are important. There you will find mention of two institutions here. National Institute of Nutrition. It is an institute, one of the very oldest institute in India, which works for the research regarding nutrition. So it is a pioneer as well as one of the oldest research institute for discovering practical solutions to nutrition within the existing socio-economic network. And I have picked up this line from internet, and it has caught my eyes. This line has caught my eyes. This line is that discovering practical solutions to nutrition within the existing socio-economic network. Whenever we say about nutrition, sometimes you all know that whenever we find a very diet charted, it seems very expensive, right? Because that nutrition diet cannot be followed by people regardless of each category, regardless of economic status, right? So in case of it is necessary to discover some kind of practical solutions to nutrition within the existing socio-economic network. That means without disregarding the economic status, how every category of people, whether from high economic background, high economic status, or whether middle or low economic status, how people from each category can find a ideal diet chart for nutrition. This is very important. This line you can use in answer. Practical solutions to nutrition within the existing socio-economic network. These are key lines and standard lines. Right, in answer, use of such kind of line can bring very good marks. So, in National Institute of Nutrition is entrusted with this duty, that how to discover particular solutions to nutrition within the existing socio-economic network. Then another is Center Food Technological Research Institute. It is a laboratory of Council for Scientific, Industrial and Research located in Hyderabad. It develops technology to increase efficiency of food. Then another important point here is that you will find in the article that there are 4 major issues or parameters on which the food quality of Akshay Patra should be examined. And this is and if you are a tricky newspaper reader, then you will pick up these 4 points. And you can use these points in any answer regarding nutrition, regarding malnutrition, regarding food quality, and regarding any answer of midday meal scheme and its quality. So these 4 points are very necessary. The nutritional compliance. Then whether the food has been able to provide the adequate nutritional compliance. That nutritional compliance means what kind of carbs, what kind of protein, what kind of fat, how much fat, protein, carbs have to be in a food for a particular age category of children. Whether it has followed that, whether it has food safety measures, how the taste is, and how the diversity of food. Diversity of food means what? One kind of food always becomes very monotonous and boring. How diversity has been brought into the food, respecting the food safety measure, taste and nutritional compliance. Another important article from the same national column is that DNA database coming up for Indian rhino. By 2021, India will complete the DNA database of rhino as one of the first animal species on India. And when we say DNA database, this DNA database is very important. Recently, there are some environmental scientists who have also emphasized on DNA database. So from mains point of view, here you have to important that what is the role of DNA database in wildlife conservation. This is a main issue which you have to prepare. And from prelims point of view, you should know that what is DNA database, right? And again from mains point of view, another related issue is the DNA profiling bill which government proposed to introduce. Then what are the concerns of DNA profiling bill? What are the issues? You have to take care of this thing while preparing notes. And here again, 2 important institutions you will find. World Wildlife Fund India. World Wildlife Fund India, it is a part of World Wildlife Fund, established as a charitable trust and now a conservation organization. This World Wildlife Fund in India was first established as a charitable trust, but now it is a conservation organization. Again, Wildlife Institute of India, it is an autonomous institute under the Ministry of Environment. Its main task is to do wildlife research. Another article from international column is that CTBTO, Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty Organization, invites India to be an observer at meetings. What is CTBT? It actually prohibits nuclear test for all purposes, whether it is civil or whether it is military. India is not a signatory of this treaty, but recently it has invited India to become an observer status. Then you have to find out, your duty is to find out that if India become an observer status of CTBT, then what advantages and disadvantages it will gain. One important thing is that if India becomes an observer status, then India will be morally bound to respect the treaty somehow, and it will bring some kind of restriction on nuclear tests and nuclear research in India. So it is a very important point that if you are an observer status, then you and equally you are running nuclear tests, then it is not morally, the projection will not be good from moral point of view, right? So this is a thing, and if you find any another point, then you can also try. Then another important advantage, as per the article, is that international monitoring system will give India will give access India to a vast kind of data. Data means what? If a simple nuclear explosion is done anywhere in the world, India will find its data. And besides this, India will be able to use different kind of data and different kind of technology. And important thing is that India is a very disaster-prone country in some aspects, like earthquake, tsunami, etc. And whether at modern scenario, at modern time, data is a very powerful medium, right? Whether access to such kind of data will give India a particular kind of edge, advantage in terms of disaster management, it is also very important, right? And here some terms article has mentioned: seismology, hydroacoustic, infrasound, radionuclear technology. India will gain access to all of this. So you have to prepare the article from this point of view.